So what you see here is the end result of the many hours, days, weeks that we put into getting the Jeep prepared for the 2018 East trip. But what we want to show you in this video is how we actually got to this point. So we're going to give you some background information, and you'll see how all the different components will fit together in this video. Okay, quick look at the baseboard, and then panning over to the kitchen where you can see the drawers all out and Linda working on that. And then we're going to pan through the garage, and you can see the mess that we made while we were fixing things here. And then finally, the cabinet, the last cabinet that will go into the back door. This is a picture of the floorboard that we're going to take and put it into the car so you can see how that will fit. But the hole up top is the place where the battery will fit through and then sit on the floor. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the Jeep now, and we're going to put that floorboard in. So, and on top of that, we will ultimately put our cabinets, and through the hole the battery will sit there, and so all electronics will be hooked up through the battery. So here we are fastening it down to the bolts that we set into the channel, and then those just are fastened down. And then you can see the cabinet coming over the top now of the battery compartment, and that will simply be fastened down onto that board that you can see. So here we got a picture of the kitchen out of the back of the Jeep, and we've got it semi put into the Jeep. So we're going to show you how that fits in. You can see it sits on top of a couple of 2x4s, and basically what we do is just simply then slide that into the back of the Jeep, as you can see. And once we get it into the floorboard, the 2x4s can then come out. The table that we have it on and we store it on simply rolls away from the back of the Jeep. And then ultimately we will fasten that down through the front onto some of the pins there that we have inside the Jeep. So now you can see that the kitchen is inside the Jeep, and you can get an idea of how the floorboard looks and the cabinet from the door. And there's the cabinet that we just put in, and you can see the Jeep kitchen in the back there. So that is the setup for that period of time. And you can see that ultimately we are now going to start fastening those cabinets in. You can see that it fits, one side of it fits right next to the battery, and the wooden cabinets we built in, those will be fastened down to the floorboard, and that will give us a lot of storage area. So here is the auto home. We're going to show you how that goes on top. So basically it's just stored in the garage, and we will back underneath that. So it should be just one failed swoop back under the auto home, and then once we get that in the right place, we can simply drop that down on top of the Jeep through the suspension system. We've got a number of pulleys inside, and we just release that from the very back of the garage, and that will drop it down onto the Jeep. You'll get a little better view here in just 1 second once it is backed completely into the garage, and we'll give you a little different view here in just a second. So here's a front view. You can see the Jeep with the Gobi rack, and we're going to drop that auto home back down on top of it now, and then that simply will be fastened to the Gobi rack by the bars, and we already have the system for the auto home built into it, so that is already fastened to its own bars, and then that gets set down onto the Jeep, and there it goes. All looking good here. So once it's down, we simply take all the suspension off of the auto home there, and then we fasten the bars to the rack, and we are good to go. This is just a little video of us putting the awning on the side. After we got the auto home on it, we can now put the awning on that, and that is the end of this video. Thank you for watching.